Back at Cumberland Valley High School, we are about 7 minutes away from the start of the Chambersburg and Cumberland Valley boys game here. Again, Cumberland Valley girls taking the opener of our doubleheader here tonight. John Reppitz and Charlie Fortney, joined by a special guest. This is Interview City here tonight. Charlie, take it away.
Well, we have Bill Landis from Carlisle Sentinel. Bill, you know, you saw Cumberland Valley, Carlisle, and Cumberland Valley had to rally without David Craig, the 6'5" athletic wing going to Shippensburg. We just had Skylar Roman, who's out for Chambersburg, returning Big 15 with an injury. Looks like David Craig's going to be parking at this game. Did you expect that, or?
I did. Talking with Coach Hibbs last week, he seemed to be pretty hesitant to work Dave back in there. I mean, it's the kind of injury you really got to be careful with, as if he keeps aggravating it. It's going to be like that way for the rest of his life.
Any thoughts on the game tonight? What's your thoughts here? This was a pretty tough matchup the first time around, pretty close.
Yeah, I think CV was able to play last week without Dave Craig, because I think they're a little bit better than Carlisle. Tonight, Chambersburg has much better guard play, I think, and I think that can give CV some problems.
Well, thanks for your opinion.
Late in the season like this, it seems like both teams are kind of set in their ways. Is it too late to really change anything around, or is what you've done so far for the first 15 games, is that what we're going to see here again tonight?
Yeah, my thoughts are that it's two teams that still have a chance. How about? I mean, you know, in Quad A playoffs, 500's gotten you in before.
Oh yeah, they're both. I think Chambersburg comes in at 22 and CV comes in at 26. I mean, they're both right there. A win can help both these teams immensely tonight.
Okay, thanks for your time, and we're getting ready for the start of this second half of our doubleheader tonight. Boys-girls doubleheader, Chambersburg and Cumberland Valley. And we'll be back with some pregame comments on this one coming up next here on ABC 27.
Look into the sun for coverage of student athletes from Palmyra, Hershey, and Lower Dauphin. Drew Weedman and the Sun staff are dedicated to weekly coverage.
Extra, extra! Read all about West Shore student and team success with the growing popularity of the Carlisle Sentinel, the pacesetter in Carlisle and West Shore Sports Review.
Patriot News has covered the region of Harrisburg since 1854, from all-star selections to championship reporting, the leader in central Pennsylvania sports news.
All-state freshman Malia Tate DeFreitas tore her ACL in a heated state playoff, and her dreams seem shattered.
Tried to come back in and it wasn't working out. I thought that my basketball career was over.
Getting an assist from the doctors at Arlington Orthopedic, Malia is ready to attack the hoop this season.
It feels good when I jump and cut and stuff. It feels normal, and the brace really helps me.
To go from tears to a smile, it was just a beautiful thing.
Still a couple minutes away from the start of our nightcap. A big game, as you're talking about playoffs coming up soon. Both of these teams with an outside shot. They're on the outside looking in right now. But a couple of good games, rattle off 2 or 3 in a row. You could be right there. Big game elsewhere in the Mid-Penn tonight in the Keystone Division. Cedar Cliff and Hershey. We had their first game for you here on ABC 27. It was a classic double overtime game. Hershey won that one. Hershey goes in this undefeated. That was Cedar Cliff's only loss. That game is in Hershey tonight, and at the half, Cedar Cliff is leading Hershey by a score of 22-19. So we'll pass along that final score to you as we get it. But, Charlie, let's turn our attention back here to the floor tonight. Again, what do you expect when these two teams finally toss the ball up and get going?
Well, I'll tell you what, you got two teams coming in at 3-6 in the Commonwealth, a very competitive conference. A conference that has a grittiness about it. Both teams, Chambersburg known for their hard-nosed play. They got some really good guard play. You got Cumberland Valley finding themselves on High School Sports Live, John, last week against Carlisle. Had a great coming out party for the capital T team. David Craig not playing, but this is a Cumberland Valley team that said, hey, along with David Craig's encouragement on the bench and the coaches, we can play.
Right.
We can play without the big guy. And so Chambersburg knows that. Coach Treffler talked to him before the game. He knows that they're walking into a situation where this is a charged Cumberland Valley team. Chambersburg's going to need a Chambersburg-like performance, and I think they're going to have to take advantage of having Mitch Stahl, 6'7", athletic. We saw him play very well last year on High School Sports Live here in this very gym. They're going to have to get some advantage around the basket, and then Cumberland Valley's going to have to build on what they did against Cumberland Valley and have a big team game again. Okay,
teams are just about done warming up. We're getting ready for the start of this one, so stay tuned. It's the boys' game, Cumberland Valley and Chambersburg, coming your way next on ABC 27.
Advanced Hoops is the place for kids like me. Charlie Fortney teaches shooting, dribbling, passing, defense, and all kinds of fun games. The coaches are really cool. My favorite coach is Lenny, because he gives out candy if we did good. By the way, this is my dad, Charlie Fortney.
Advanced Hoops Premier AAU is on the rise. 32 teams last year featuring the top boys and girls basketball players from all over the region. Advanced Hoops offers 10 to 11 player rosters, guarantees playing time, all man-to-man style play, and every player gets professional skill training along with top quality AAU tournaments. Advanced Hoops has helped over 50 high school athletes get scholarships over the last 5 years. We call it AAU with a follow-through.
Hemp Brothers Incorporated is family-owned and operated since 1925 and has been working together to provide excellent service for both large and small businesses or individuals. Hemp Brothers Incorporated is committed to producing high-quality products and providing excellent service and efficient project management. Concrete, asphalt, crushed stone, and sand are ready to order. Call us at 737-3411 or visit us on the web at hempbrothers.com.
Here's a deal, an amazing pizza steal. Get any Pizza Hut pizza for $10, it's for real. So go ahead and ask yourself, what have I got to lose? For just $10, now you get to choose. Any pizza, any toppings, any crust. There's no stopping any size, you decide. For $10 you can buy any pizza, any toppings, any crust. There's no stopping any size, you decide. For $10 you can buy any.
Back at Cumberland Valley, getting ready for the start of tonight's boys' game, Cumberland Valley and Chambersburg. Our Todd McCall on the PA with a little pregame ceremony.
Right now, what we have going on here is Todd McCall presenting a special presentation talking about Project ALS, the theme charity that High School Sports Live has embraced, along with the coaches, players, fans, and all who participate in the High School Sports Live. John, this is pretty special because there's been donations that have come in for Project ALS. People have come out of the woodwork. Fans are clapping. They've embraced it. We didn't even ask for donations, John, and people are sending money to Project ALS on behalf of this great cause.
Well, the people that are in attendance, I mean, are treated to this every single event. Every basketball game we do, every wrestling match we do, that they hear this same appeal. And it basically explains what this whole project is all about and what the purpose behind it. And it's hard not to get caught up in it when you're in a gym like this with the atmosphere. It's like there's an excitement about the game and about this announcement, and everybody just seems to want to get involved and do whatever they can.
Yeah, and special thank you to Cleveland Brothers who brought this great cause to us. It's touched lives since we've been doing this. And there's the cheerleaders right now chanting, "We will win." That's a motto handed down to us from our friends at Cleveland Brothers. And there's Dr. Kutz receiving that plaque on behalf of Arlington Orthopedic, our proud lead supporter of High School Sports Live.
So we're getting ready. As we said, if you're just tuning in the opening game, ironically, the first time Chambersburg and Cumberland Valley met, Cumberland Valley girls defeated Chambersburg 46-34. Tonight, Cumberland Valley wins again, 44-36.
Interesting.
Almost a carbon copy. And I'm dating myself saying carbon copy because you don't use carbon paper when you make copies anymore, do you?
Well, I'll tell you what, John. I'm looking to my left here. and there is a student section that's about 150 students over there behind the stage, and I know we're going to get a shot. Todd is so excited with his bow tie over there. And that student section is excited to get on TV, but you know, we've seen a lot. The Golden Corral, the Red Sea, the Mechanicsburg Wildcats, and those Trinity Shamrocks, the Middletown Blue Raiders. Now we got the Cumberland Valley Eagle students over there.
Longtime PA announcer here at Cumberland Valley, Bob Schellenberger, giving the starting lineups. And for Chambersburg, the starting five looks like this. Nick Graham is joined by Quinn Euler. And then also the third member is A.J. Mon. Kellen Williams, the Chambersburg Trojans' leading scorer at better than 14 points a game. And Mitch Stahl, the guy inside. For Cumberland Valley, the starting five looks like this. Justin Wilson is joined by Deshaun Cuthrell. It's Gray Klein, Trevor Mignewski, and he's joined up front by Matt Tamanowski. Again, as we were talking earlier, when you talk about these two teams, not only who's on the floor tonight, but who is not on the floor. Skylar Roman hasn't played at all for Chambersburg this year, and it's Dave Craig in and out of the lineup for Cumberland Valley tonight, and he will not be in action. So two really, the two big guns that you anticipated at the start of the season, not in action tonight. But the bottom line is, you still got to put 5 players out there, and regardless who it is, those 5 players have to go out and play. Let's take a look at our keys to the game as we're getting ready for the opening tip. Charlie?
Well, John, Chambersburg's keys to the game, Mon and Williams need to have an A game tonight. In this hostile environment with the Cumberland Valley Eagle student section, they must up tempo and score above 55 plus as a team, and chance to be 500 to stay in the district playoff picture. Brought to us by the Wells Fargo Insurance Services. Thank you. Cumberland Valley keys, Wilson must drive and dish and do what he did at Carlisle. Temper this team. Start strong, and they got to finish strong just like they did against Carlisle. And then Kirkpatrick, Tamanowski must be scoring threats around the basket to offset big man Mitch Stahl, 6'7", talented volleyball athlete and basketball player in the middle.
First time they played was back before Christmas. Chambersburg won 51-38. And as we said, the girls' game went almost according to plan, or following the blueprint from that first game. And our boys' game is underway. Chambersburg in the visiting blue, moving right to left in tonight's first half. It's Quinn Euler out front. Stahl out near midcourt. That's Euler, number 11.
Tell you what, coming out, great ball movement, Chambersburg-like, moving without the ball. Cumberland Valley starting out in that pressure man that works so well against Carlisle in the comeback.
Good hustle down in the corner by Kellen Williams. Saves it. Euler behind the back. Got caught, turns it over. Eagles look to run. Feet inside. Tamanowski is fouled.
Cumberland Valley coming right at him. It's like two teams that came ready to play tonight, John.
Going to the big guys down inside. And Tamanowski goes to the line.
Todd, early on, your thoughts?
Charlie, that's exactly what you talked about in the keys. A great push out of Wilson. He got into the lane a little bit, dish, and you talked about their bigs, the Cumberland Valley Eagles. These two guys got to step up tonight, and right away, that's making a difference. Right there to get to the bucket.
Yeah, and Todd, if I remember correctly, that key was one of yours. The Coach McCall. I was just reading your information, buddy.
Matt Tamanowski's foul shot gives Cumberland Valley the early lead, 1-0.
A.J. Mon, number 24 for Chambersburg, is a much improved player. 12 a game, not afraid to shoot the ball. 6'3", nice athletic wing with a scoring punch for Chambersburg. Look for him to make a difference in this game.
Deshaun Cuthrell in the lane, hard off the glass, no good. Gets it back.
John, this is already a different looking Cumberland Valley team. They're coming out with confidence, team, a belief in themselves. Boy, walks seem to be a theme of tonight here.
Shuffled the feet before he put the ball on the floor. So.
Coach Todd, as a coach, how frustrating when those walk calls happen early in the game to set a tone. You're trying to run your play, and you know the refs are just setting a tone.
Right, and you know, right away you're like, what? But you know what? You're getting in the second half, and from a coaching standpoint, you're telling your players, hey, guys, we got to limit turnovers to win. And, Charlie, I just want to say something about the difference in this game tonight, why it's so important. District power ratings. Chambersburg, 7-8. Cumberland Valley, 6-8. A win by Cumberland Valley affects Lower Dauphin and Redland in the power ratings. 20 get in. So this game is, maybe it's not league implications, but it's District 3 power rating implications.
Well,
that's why it's big.
Well, and talking to coaches around the league, there's not one Quad A team that a top 4 rated team wants to go up against. There's no gimme games in Quad A basketball in the playoffs.
Strong move with the left hand to the hoop is number 31, Mitch Stahl, for our first field goal of the night.
Well, and this is what we talked about. Mitch Stahl has to establish himself early and be that advantage for the Trojans.
It's Justin Wilson with the ball for the Eagles. Jumper, far corner, Cuthwell, no good. Euler looking to run. Nice hustle on defense by Trevor McNewski. Tips it away.
Sean Streffler, been on the sidelines for Chambersburg for well over 10 years. Tremendous coach. His teams are always hard-nosed, always ready to play. Handling losing his star, Skylar Roman, really well. Has his kids ready to play tonight.
Foul called on the baseline. Foul is on 13, Gray Klein.
Quinn Euler, the point guard, small guy here for Chambersburg. Big soccer player, distance runner for track. That's the kind of guy you want run the point guard. He's never going to get tired, has quick feet from soccer. What a combination there, John.
Jump shot short by Williams. Got his own rebound. Put it up a little too strong. Got it back, but was fouled.
Quinn probably looks at Coach Streffler every time he goes to take him out and says, hey, I'm not tired. I stopped my man on defense.
I'm just getting warmed up. 5:14 to go, opening quarter. Williams shooting into the face of the Cumberland Valley student section.
Now here's the guy.
This is the first.
Here's the guy that leads the team. 14.5 points a game, assists, 6 rebounds a game for Garkella Williams is a player. Player for a junior, 6 foot for Chambersburg.
Chambersburg on top, 3-1. So we hit the 5-minute mark of the opening quarter. Gray Klein drives the lane. They're going to call traveling on him.
That's a tough one. I'd love to see a replay on that. However, Gray Klein makes a lot of things happen. Slices and dices of defense. We're going to need to see a lot of that tonight.
Here it is again.
That's hard to see from that angle.
Williams drives, shut off. Inside to Stahl, tipped away. The big guy pulls it back in.
Mitch Stahl, a major college volleyball recruit. Very versatile, athletic young man.
Long jumper. Mon hits it. Three-pointer.
This is what we talked about earlier. A.J. Mon, most improved for Chambersburg in the offseason.
Chambersburg with the early 5-point lead at 6-1.
What a great kid. Man, what a great kid. I've had a great chance to get to know him and Skylar this past year.
And quick hands by Stahl at the defensive end, tips it away.
Coach Hibbs coaching his heart out on the sideline. I talked to Coach Hibbs before the game. If he's 2-0 on High School Sports Live, he's going to help us get some sponsors so we can do every Cumberland Valley game next year. That's a side joke.
I'm sure the Eagles fans wouldn't mind. Under 4, opening quarter. 6-1 Chambersburg. Pass inside, tipped away. Another turnover for the Eagles.
Justin Wilson asking.
And the officials are going to talk about this.
Justin Wilson asking for the tip ball out of bounds. And
overruled.
And that's where Barry Shipley, our official that on that play, saw that. He listened to the play. Didn't listen to the player, but he saw the player, and he actually saw the play himself and made the right call. That's what the three-man crew's all about. It's not to call more fouls. It's to try to get all the fouls and all the calls right.
Good defense by Euler with the steal. Goes down, picks it up.
A lot of coaches, and Todd, I don't know what's your thoughts on this. A lot of coaches think the three-man crew just increases the amount of fouls called in the game because the guys want to make more calls, but I don't find that to be true, and especially with mid-pen officials. They seem to be pretty good about it.
Well, one of the things that I think it has allowed you to do, it really allows them to see the shots behind the three-point line. I think there's more clarity on little things like stepping out of balance, those types of things, where with the two-man crew, there was so much miss. So with the physicalness of the game, you need three guys. A.J.
Mon buries the jumper, so it's now Chambersburg by 7.
Nice
steal by Mon. He's going to take it ahead to Euler. Dishes, gets it back and up and in.
How appropriate that he steals, gives it up, and gets it right back.
Gets it right back. So we're just under 3 minutes. Chambersburg races out to a 10-1 lead. You're watching High School Sports Live on ABC 27.
Select Advanced Hoops Premier AAU is on the rise. 32 teams last year featuring the top boys and girls basketball players from all over the region. Advanced Hoops offers 10 to 11 player rosters, guarantees playing time, all man-to-man style play, and every player gets professional skill training along with top quality AAU tournaments. Advanced Hoops has helped over 50 high school athletes get scholarships over the last 5 years. We call it AAU with a follow-through.
John, check this out. And Todd, A.J. Mon gets the steal here on this replay, okay? Oh, we don't, okay. Well, okay. He gives it up to Quinn, the soccer player in track line. Quinn's like, hey, I'm not basketball here, you score.
Basketball players make baskets.
I'm a point guard. Come on, you score the point.
Soccer players kick goals, right?
I'm liking this Quinn Euler already. He looks like a guy.
He's been down on the floor about 3 or 4 times already. Bad pass and another turnover. Here comes the Trojans. That's Mon. Puts it up and in.
I'll tell you what, it's been all A.J. Mon.
A.J. Mon has owned this first quarter.
Well, it's steals. 2 in a row.
And Charlie,
he has 9 of the team's 12 points.
John and Charlie, he's such a key tonight. Let me tell you something. If your Chambersburg win tonight, you go 8-8. They're at 24 right now. I got them at 21 tonight after a win in the mid-pen power ratings. If you're Cumberland Valley, they're 27. A win tonight puts them at 24. That's how close the point difference. Mon came here, got off the bus with a mission, Charlie. That's to win the ball game.
Well, I'm going to tell you something. I'm going to tell you from firsthand experience. A.J. Mon, Skylar Roman, these guys are joined at the hip in the offseason, and whenever you hang around a guy like Skylar Roman, that work ethic and that attitude's bound to rub off. So I know Skylar's disappointed over there that he's not playing, but he can have a little consolation that he took this guy under his wing. And A.J. be the first to tell you, he brought him alongside, and he pumped that good old Roman spirit in him to get out there and score some points and be a leader.
And that's Tanner Kirkpatrick at the foul line to end the 12-0 run by Cumberland Valley. It's now 12-3. Tough move inside. Mitch Stahl throws it up and in.
Wow, and this is a play. This is a play that Mitch Stahl would not have accomplished last year. Coach Streffler's done a good job of talking to Mitch about having a post game, building the ball in the arms, and being tough around the basket. We saw that right there.
Chambersburg looking to run again.
Don't look for Cumberland Valley to go anywhere, ladies and gentlemen. We've seen the heart of this team, and we've seen what they can do. And this is a run right now for Chambersburg. Look for Cumberland Valley to possibly get a run of their own. And the guy that started that run in Carlisle is Will Baczynski, and he's number 3, and he's in the game. So they got their intangibles players in there right now.
Mike Hibbs going to his bench in an attempt to try to find some combination that's working, as he has Will Baczynski and Doug Smith in there, along with Tanner Kirkpatrick in the front court. Splitting the defense, driving was Tay Charles for Chambersburg.
Well, I agree with that call. And early on, Chambersburg on fire with 5 for 9 from 2-point field goal range, hitting a great percentage of their shots. There's Baczynski with the ball.
Long shot, no good. Mitch Stahl with a rebound for Chambersburg. Lead pass to Mon.
Man, John, last year, Mitch Stahl had one of the most amazing high school basketball dunks I've ever seen.
Had to block that time.
Off the jump ball.
Kirkpatrick feeds inside, no good. Tip, no good. Stall, rebounds, looks to break. Takes it to the hoop, left hand in, rims it out, no good. Under a minute to go, opening quarter. Drive, baseline, and call the walk on Trevor Mignuski.
Well, I'll tell you, traveling, it's been consistent tonight. We got some traveling experts here tonight. These officials are on top of it.
7 turnovers for Cumberland Valley.
And that's a lot considering we've only had 1 quarter. That's a rate of 28 turnovers for the game, basically.
That was Aaron Sullenberger with the missed jumper.
They're going to need to slow down that pace if they want to have a chance here against Chambersburg.
20 seconds.
You actually, Charlie, hit the nail on the head. I mean, really, the pace right now does not favor the Eagles. And you're right, they went to a little token 2-2-1 and maybe slow Chambersburg down a little bit. And that might be what they start the second quarter in.
5 seconds. Baczynski, no good. Kicked over the end line, 1/10 of a second left.
Todd, is 1/10 of a second enough time to even get a shot off? John?
No.
All right, I didn't think so. I think you need 2/10, right?
I think you need 3 if it's a catch and shoot. I think you need at least .3.
Well, how about Leitner at the foul line? Duke. I mean, Charlie,
it depends when the clock starts. And that brings us to the end of the opening quarter. Chambersburg races out to the early lead. They lead at 14-3. You're watching High School Sports Live on ABC 27.
Select Physical Therapy Student Athlete Spotlight. David Craig is setting the boards ablaze this year at Cumberland Valley. He has scored 147 points so far this season and averaged 10.5 points per game, along with a GPA greater than 3.5. Meanwhile, CV Lady Eagle Jackie Falconer is setting her own fires this year, averaging 13.4 points per game with nearly 200 points scored so far. Like David, Jackie also holds a 3.5 plus GPA. David and Jackie are tonight's Select Physical Therapy Student Athlete Spotlight.
Knoll Insurance, located at 704 Bridge Street in New Cumberland. They offer property, casualty, auto, homeowners, health, and life insurance. Knoll Insurance also offers notary services. Call Knoll Insurance today at 774-8128.
Borman & Babb Certified Public Accountants is a full-service accounting, tax, and consulting firm with over 17 years' experience serving the central Pennsylvania region. From taxes to payroll, from corporate accounting to business consulting, let Borman & Babb help you achieve your financial success.
Most everyone has felt the sharp pain of a twisted or rolled ankle during their lives more often than they would have liked. But how bad can ankle injuries get? Dr. Eric Kutz of Arlington Orthopedics sits down with Charlie Fortney to analyze key ankle issues such as why it may be easier to treat a broken ankle than a severely sprained ankle, how flat feet can increase the chances of ankle injury, recovery time, and more. If you're worried about how to protect your ankles from serious injury, you won't want to miss this episode. For the full interview, PASportsLiveTV.com.
Welcome back to Cumberland Valley. John Repitz along with Charlie Fortney and Todd McCall. Chambersburg leads CV 14-3 as we get started in the second quarter. We're going to go to Todd McCall with an interview with a longtime former coach from the area. Todd?
Guys, I'm here with a friend and I can say colleague and a guy that Mr. Intensity, Jeff Thompson, I would say. He's coached a lot of places. Jeff, you're coaching 9th grade here at Cumberland Valley, and I mean, that is just a bonus for them. I'm saying that personally, but let's talk coaching perspective. What will be Cumberland Valley's plan here in the second quarter to get back in this ballgame?
Well, I think that it's going to start with defense, and I think they've been playing pretty good defense to this point. Chambersburg put in a couple of shots, and if we start hitting a couple of shots, I think we're right back in the game. It reminds me a lot of the Carlisle game, actually. We got a lift from some kids on the bench, and then we started playing real well. And Coach Hibbs will do a good job. He'll get them back in the game.
That's a good point.
Coach, we've talked a lot about basketball through the years, and I mean, if I was to ask you one of the greatest memories you had in your coaching career, I mean, I know it's a on-the-spot kind of thing. What can you tell me?
Well, I think it was probably beating Susquehanna Township when you were coaching, undoubtedly.
How did I know, gentlemen, he was going to say that? That son of a gun still gets me. I tell you what, I can't do anything about it. Jeff Thompson, guys.
I can't believe, hey, Todd, tell Jeff, I can't believe it wasn't him taking the Trinity girls to the state finals in '83. 14-3, Chambersburg still on top of Cumberland Valley. Chambersburg turns it over. Will Bashinsky taking it to the hoop, swats it away. Back comes the Trojans.
You know, Jeff makes a very good point here, guys, that this is just like Carlisle, and it's somewhere about just about a minute or two before the end of the half that we even considered Cumberland Valley having a chance in that game. But I will say that there's one thing that Cumberland Valley is going to have to overcome here, and that is they're not getting open shots against Chambersburg. Chambersburg defense is hand in the face at every turn, and something's going to have to let up here on the defensive end for and I don't think it's going to be Chambersburg, but offensively, Cumberland Valley's just going to have to figure out a way to make shots and pound it in to get some offense.
One thing here at the gym at Cumberland Valley, they actually have some running tote boards at the ends, and right now on the floor for Cumberland Valley, only a total of 2 points because they only have 3 for the game. A couple of missed foul shots, so it's still 14-3. Good defense, tipped away into the backcourt.
I'll tell you what, Chambersburg plays hard, and Tanner Kirkpatrick was on the receiving end of his.
Here's the replay. He went down awkwardly on this. I'm surprised he got up. He was okay.
Yeah, he
twisted right there.
Yep. Kellen for Chambersburg. Williams going hard after the steal there. Both teams kind of even. It's a 5-4 foul situation, so pretty even game. Refs doing a good job of keeping it even. Teams doing a good job of playing equally aggressive.
It's Justin Wilson for Cumberland Valley. Tries to go baseline, does go baseline, kicks it out. Tanner Kirkpatrick, good. Maybe that's the jump start that CB needs. It's now 14-6.
I wish we had a shot at David Craig at the end of the bench, a 6'5" guy going to ship, cheering his teammates on. He looks like he's out there playing, Todd.
Hey, Charlie, he is. I'll tell you what, that's the first thing my eyes went to. He is coaching. He is in this game as much as he's playing. And it's a shame the big fella can't be on the floor, but he really is making a difference. Just the encouragement, and that's worth 6-8 points right there.
Tell you what, the penetration of Justin Wilson, right now there's 2 scores because of Justin Wilson's penetration. We need to see more of that from him for Cumberland Valley to get some more open shots here.
And just as Cumberland Valley needs some offense, Tanner Kirkpatrick is the guy stepping up to do. He now has 7 of his team's 8 points, but they trail at 16-8. So you have 5.5 to go in tonight's second quarter. Point Oiler. Chambersburg showing patience on offense, and they're calling a double dribble. We invite you to join us on Facebook, just like High School Sports Live, the Facebook page for updates on game broadcasts, video clips, and more. It's High School Sports Live on Facebook.
There's Coach Hibbs trying to will his kids back into it mentally, coaching every possession.
Yeah, he certainly is. And I tell you what, he's definitely coaching every possession.
Another three-pointer, so we're starting to close the gap as the Cumberland Valley offense is starting to come out, and there's a turnover by Chambersburg. So the Eagles are now down by 5, and Sean Schreffler has seen enough. He's going to call a quick timeout. So it's Chambersburg on top by 5. You're watching High School Sports Live on ABC 27.
Hello, can I help you? Oh, no need to worry, Mrs. Smith. My grandfather is Russ Failer himself, and he has been in business for over 30 years. At Russ's Auto and Trailer Sales, we have it all. We specialize in selling a complete line of trailers, a variety of used cars, and campers. Our service department can do it all. And we even have a nice guy named Justin who answers the phone.
Russ's Auto and Trailer Sales.
And what do we tell him, Maddie?
Nobody fusses at Russ's. I'm the real boss.
The following is a presentation of ABC 27 Sports.
Can't play in this game, but I tell you what, just on the bench, you are really involved with your teammates right now.
Yeah, you just got to stay encouraging and get on them, make sure they're doing the right job, because, you know, I mean, I'm not out there to help them, but you got to do the best as you can off the bench, you know, to give them your voice and try to be a vocal leader.
Well, Dave, we're going to let you get back to that. Vocal leader he is. Charlie, this guy is definitely intense down there. He's willed his team back in this ball game.
Kirkpatrick, feet inside. That's Bashinsky, baseline jumper. In and out and in again.
I'll tell you what.
Two-pointer. His foot was on the line.
Somebody sounded the alarm for Cumberland Valley to wake up again, and it's on the back of sure tenacity, big plays, but I got to give Justin Wilson a lot of credit. Those first two scores to start this little run came from his penetration. Tanner Fitzpatrick hit some big threes, and now we got Will Baczynski, our man, who started the comeback, and there's Fitzpatrick on a steal.
Kirkpatrick, good. The scoreboard has it tied at 16. They might want to check that. I thought the official on that previous basket said it was a 2, but they put 3 up on the board. Jumper in and out, no good. Cumberland Valley with a chance to take the lead. Cuthrell to the hoop, good! Cumberland Valley has stormed back to take the lead. 3:52 to go. You're watching High School Sports Live on ABC 27.
Advanced Hoops Premier AAU is on the rise. 32 teams last year featuring the top boys and girls basketball players from all over the region. Advanced Hoops offers 10 to 11 player rosters, guarantees playing time, all man-to-man style play, and every player gets professional skill training along with top quality AAU tournaments. Advanced Hoops has helped over 50 high school athletes get scholarships over the last 5 years. We call it AAU with a follow-through.
Back at Cumberland Valley High School, the Eagles were down by 11 early and have come roaring back. They now lead it 17-16. They made the correction on the scoreboard. That one basket was not a 3, it was a 2. 17-16. Cumberland Valley on top of Chambersburg. And we're going to go into the crowd for our man Todd McCall, if he can fight his way through the crowd.
Yeah, I think Todd's in
this. Hey, guys, I got to give a lot of props to the Eagles. They are out tonight, and right now their team just went up 17-16, and this is like a state championship atmosphere right now. Back to you guys.
I'd ask you a question, but you probably can't hear me, Todd, because it's noisy where we're sitting. I can't imagine what it's like for you. Boy, just when it looked like Cumberland Valley was out of this with only 3 points in the opening quarter, they have just come roaring back here on a 14-2 run to take their first lead of the night at 17-16. Charlie, for Chambersburg, what do you do to get the momentum back?
I think you just got to get back to that defense you were playing, and you got to get back to relaxing and be in it for the long haul and hit some big shots here and just start to play the game the right way. I don't think that they've done a whole lot different except for let up a little bit on defense a couple times, but Cumberland Valley's just done their job and stepped up offensively.
So they put the ball in the hands of A.J. Mon. He drives to the hoop and was fouled. 17th foul first half for the Eagles. So that's going to put Chambersburg in the bonus, the 1-1 for the rest of the half. We're having a discussion over at the scorers table. Looking at the leading scorers so far. And it's Tanner Kirkpatrick, the story for Cumberland Valley, with 9 points leading the Eagles. And Will Baczynski off the bench. He's chipped in with 5 so far. For Chambersburg, it's Kellen Williams, also with 9 points. Tying Kirkpatrick. So going to the line is A.J. Mon for Chambersburg. That's A.J. Mon with 9 points, I'm sorry. That's make it 10 now.
And to that point, Kellen Williams averages 15 a game. So if he can get going for Chambersburg, John, I mean, AJ's playing above his average a little bit in the first half. If we can get Kellen going, then Chambersburg's, and here they're already back up 1.
Makes the second. Put the Trojans back on top by 1. It's now 18-17. The third lead change of the game.
I know it's a little too early to tell here, but Just seems like this Cumberland Valley team's establishing some pretty good chemistry here over the last game and a half.
Well, they're growing up, Charlie. I mean, really, I feel like what they do well is they get in the passing lanes defensively, and now they've got a little push going, and they've hit some shots. And this team really can be a playoff team if they play this way from start to finish.
Players flying all over the floor. Cumberland Valley football coach Tim Rimfel is over in the bleachers on the far side. I'm sure he appreciates that kind of effort with those loose balls. Tough foul underneath. They're going to call it offensive.
Well, it's too bad Jordan Wilson doesn't have another year eligibility, or Coach Rimfel maybe we're getting him on that football field next year. Play linebacker.
That's Wilson's second personal. Team's 8th now for the Eagles.
Cumberland Valley, full court, playing off the ball, guarding 5-on-4. Tate Charles bringing it down.
Charles passes the corner to Euler. Stall jumper, no good. Rebound Bashinsky. They're going to call a foul on the reach-in. That foul is going to go on Kellen Williams. Team's 5th. His 2nd. So 2:43 to go.
Yeah, with 2:43, Coach Treffler does not want Kellen Williams to get that 3rd foul. They're going to need him in a long stretch, and they got a luxury of a 1-point lead on the road.
The 1 point is not really much of a luxury, is it?
Well, but on the road, if you can be up 1 and hold serve until the second half, you're in good shape.
Up 1's better than being down 1.
Mitch Stahl skying for the rebound.
Stahl's been quiet here. He was very integral in the opening run. He had 4 early points. Hasn't done much since offensively. Bashinsky, 3-pointer from the corner, no good. Stahl skies for the rebound, pulls it down.
Tell you what, I'm just thinking 2 big rebounds. When the game gets up in transition, it becomes a full court pressure game. Naturally, the posts get taken out of it a little bit.
Charles splits the defense off the glass, no good. Stahl with the tough rebound.
Tell you what, Mitch Stahl is playing much more aggressive than I've ever seen him play. You can tell he's got another year of varsity under his belt.
Another fumble on the floor. Tied up. Alternating possession is going to stay with the Trojans as we're down to 1:35 to go in the second quarter.
Charlie, I'm impressed with Mitch Stahl putting the ball on the floor a little bit too. That's something that you've seen around the mid-state. Big guys being able to put it on the floor, pull outside a little bit. He's improving his game inside and out.
Absolutely, Todd. I mean, the versatility of this young man. I mean, it sounds like a full ride for volleyball, but if he wanted to play some basketball, he certainly could.
And I'm thinking guys like Zangari and all the guys that have been working that are now getting them opportunities in Division I basketball because they are more dimensional inside and out now, and that's been the key for some of these big guys around here.
Jumper from the foul line, no good. Cumberland Valley looks to run, chance to retake the lead. Cumberland Valley's kind of quieted down since Kirkpatrick went to the bench. Near throwaway.
It's been quiet from both ends offensively here.
45 seconds to go. Cuthrell drives, trapped on the baseline. Kicks it to the far corner. Knocked away.
Coach Todd, what do you think? Play for a last shot or try to get a, what do you think?
Charlie, I am definitely playing last shot. I remember an opportunity in the District 3 playoffs where I told Dwayne Spencer at Susquehanna to hold the ball for the last shot at the start of overtime against a hot Conrad Weiser team. And I tell you what, I'm not afraid to hold it, and I don't think Coach Hibbs is either.
And they are going to call an offensive foul away from the ball. That foul goes on number 13, Gray Klein.
Well, Coach John and Coach Todd, I think if you called Ken Richter at home right now, I think he would confirm that in a situation like this, he might have told us to take one shot, but I might have found a way to hike one up so we can get another opportunity. We didn't believe in holding the ball at Steel High. And
yeah, exactly, Charlie. You know the steel roller clap gets going. It's time to get up the floor. But, hey, can I say something about Ken Richter, even if he's watching? One of the most classy guys in the mid-state. What a mentor to younger coaches and players he was. And if Ken's watching, what a great guy he is.
Foul on Cumberland Valley's Trevor McNewski.
Well, Todd, I will say, word got back to me that Coach Ken thinks that the addition of you to the program has been a big plus for High School Sports Live this year.
Well, I thank you for that. I thank Charlie and everybody for the opportunity. It's a good crew.
Tay Charles goes to the line. Makes the first.
Chambersburg impressively has settled down, withstand the run, and possibly a chance to go into halftime with the lead. And coming up at halftime, we have our Arlington Orthopedics halftime shootout. We got fans that will shoot. This is exciting. Don't go anywhere, ladies and gentlemen. Fans will shoot for a chance to win a gift certificate to Dick's Sporting Goods. But it's just fun watching them try those three-point shots, John.
Charles makes 2 foul shots, so with 30 seconds left, Chambersburg is up by 3, 20-17, as we approach halftime.
Chambersburg's not looking at giving up anything easy. Cumberland Valley, there's Paczynski.
Jumper, three-pointer from the corner is good. And that is going to put us right back where we started from. So we hit halftime, knotted at 20. Great second quarter by Cumberland Valley.
John, when it comes to ending a half lately for Cumberland Valley, there's Paczynski on every front here, sparking the Cumberland Valley Eagles.
Okay, we're going to go down now to Todd McCall with Coach Hibbs of Cumberland Valley. Todd?
Coach Hibbs, that was a big three, and I know you're calling for a foul. Looked like a little hand-to-hand touch, and, Coach, I remember that intensity. Talk about how your team really answered in this second quarter.
We really responded defensively, I thought. We got pressure up. We got some traps, and we were able to get some steals and finishes, and then that created a lot on our offensive end, too, because we were stifled there at the beginning, and now we're playing much more aggressively on the offensive end.
One big key in the second half when your team comes back out on the floor.
Big key is we got to keep up the same intensity. We've had times where we've let down in the second half, and we can't afford to do that.
Thank you, Coach Hibbs. We'll get you back in the locker room. He's talking about intensity. Big shot there to tie the ball game up. Charlie, John, I mean, this is everything we expect it to be. And I'm telling you, these two teams are playing hard because of playoff implications. John?
Thanks, Todd. At the end of one, Chambersburg led by 11, but Cumberland Valley has stormed back to tie it. We are tied at 20-20 at halftime. We'll be back. Coming up next, our Arlington Orthopedics halftime shootout. Next year on ABC 27.
Oh, no need to worry, Mrs. Smith. My grandfather is Russ Failer himself, and he has been in business for over 30 years. At Russ's Auto and Trailer Sales, we have it all. We specialize in selling a complete line of trailers, a variety of used cars, and campers. Our service department can do it all. And we even have a nice guy named Justin who answers the phone.
Russ's Auto and Trailer Sales.
And what do we tell him, Maddie?
Nobody fusses at Russ's. I'm the real boss.
There's something to be said for a company that has survived the Great Depression, weathered a handful of recessions, and emerged from today's challenging marketplace stronger than ever. And it's worth noting that success has come while keeping its headquarters and decision-making local for more than 80 years. Perhaps growing deeper roots to ensure strength and stability is an idea whose time has come. We figured that out 8 decades ago. Penn National Insurance.
Welcome back to Cumberland Valley High School. We are at halftime. Cumberland Valley and Chambersburg tied at 20, and as we usually do in all our televised games, it's time for our Arlington Orthopedic shootout. And here to tell us who's doing what, Charlie?
Okay, we have a halftime shootout. We have some contestants here. They're going to try a three-point shootout. The winners get a gift certificate to Dick's Sporting Goods. Our first shooter, shooting on behalf of Arlington Orthopedics, is Jamie Morgan. Let's give it up for Jamie. Okay, all right, just a little closer. Now shooting Zach Porman on behalf of Select Physical Therapy. Come on, Zach, put it in. Oh, okay, we got some close ones here. Shooting representing Cleveland Brothers is Cameron Sparks. Come on, Cameron, don't disappoint us. Oh, okay. Good job, Cameron. The crowd has come alive. Penn National representing is Kelvin Suarez. Okay. Representing Groff Tractor is Mackenzie Musselman. Come on, Mackenzie. Now she looks like she's done that before. Representing Sun Motors is Ivar Berkey. Okay, shooting on behalf of United Concordia is Matt Davis, number 1. Okay, Matt's going to the back pocket. Oh, this is a first on High School Sports Live, never seen before. There's no extra bonus on this, he's just got to make it. Oh! He hit the rim. Okay, we're going to be seeing that from now on, I think. Shooting representing Dauphin County Commissioners is Carson Miller. Okay, Carson. Representing Pizza Hut is Hunter Shriver. Okay, let's give it up for the red man. Come on, give it up, give it up, give it up. Representing Wells Fargo Insurance, the red man. Oh, hold on, I want to see. We're going to give the red man one more chance. I think we're going to give the red man one more chance. Come on, red man, give it a shot. Red man, I think everybody wants to see that again. That was close.
Conventional this time.
Yep, there you go. Okay. All right, let's give our contestants a hand. Don't be disappointed, they're all gonna share a pizza in the lobby.
So there you have it, our United Concordia halftime shootout. Stay with us. Second half action is coming up, but stay tuned. Coming up next, our United Concordia Dental halftime report here on ABC 27, 2020. Chambersburg and Cumberland Valley all knotted up.
The neurologist said you will lose the ability to swallow, to breathe. You will die. I asked the neurologist, why? If we could transplant hearts, couldn't we also replace damaged motor neurons?
Jennifer devoted the last 6 years of her life to wiping out ALS. Project ALS has created a new paradigm for disease research.
We know the goal. We want to get a cure for ALS.
Got old electronics, such as a TV or computer to recycle? We've got your answer at the Dauphin County Recycling Center.
E-cycling is quick, easy, and free for all county residents.
You can also recycle old major appliances and other items safely at our center.
Have questions? Call our helpful staff at the Recycling Center or check our website for more information.
Recycling is now more convenient than ever.
Join us in going green to protect our environment.
Keep our earth clean and green. Wipe out waste and recycle.
United Concordia Dental has been insuring Central Pennsylvania for over 40 years. Whether you're looking for group, family, or individual coverage, United Concordia has the right plan to fit your specific needs. United Concordia also prides itself on its commitment to the community through its efforts to arrange free dental services for the underserved and its charitable contributions throughout the area. United Concordia not only takes care of your smile, we give you something to smile about.
There's something to be said for a company that has survived the Great Depression, weathered a handful of recessions, and emerged from today's challenging marketplace stronger than ever. And it's worth noting that success has come while keeping its headquarters and decision-making local for more than 80 years. Perhaps growing deeper roots to ensure strength and stability is an idea whose time has come. We figured that out 8 decades ago. Penn National Insurance.
Back at Cumberland Valley High School, Chambersburg 14-3 after one quarter. But Cumberland Valley stormed back, taking the second quarter 14-6. Add it all up, we are tied at 20. Gentlemen, a very entertaining first half.
Yeah, this is a Cumberland Valley team that seems to, no matter what the situation, they seem to be falling into a chemistry here, Todd. We see a lot like that Carlisle game. This team just found a way, and that's when you sense a team coming together. We got some stats here, Todd.
One of the biggest things I think is the three-point make. When attempted and then made 3 for 6 or 50% from the foul line, and I think that CV three-point shot is set up by Justin Wilson, getting to the lane and dishing.
Absolutely, but Cumberland Valley, it's almost like you can't put a stat on what's going on with this team. Give Chambersburg a lot of credit. They came back here and went ahead and steadied and got the lead back. Then Cumberland Valley ended. It's kind of like a game of swings, John. What do you think? That's how basketball is. It can be a game of a change in momentum, and that's what we're seeing here.
United Concordia Dental halftime report. Mitch Stahl of Chambersburg got the Trojans off to a fast start, but then Tanner Kirkpatrick and Will Bashinsky coming off the bench really ignited things for the Eagles there in the second quarter. So we're getting ready about a minute to go before the start of the third quarter. As again, we are tied at 20 all. We'll be back with tonight's third quarter. Right after this, you're watching High School Sports Live on ABC 27.
United Concordia Dental has been insuring Central Pennsylvania for over 40 years. Whether you're looking for group, family, or individual coverage, United Concordia has the right plan to fit your specific needs. United Concordia also prides itself on its commitment to the community through its efforts to arrange free dental services for the underserved and its charitable contributions throughout the area. United Concordia not only takes care of your smile, we give you something to smile about.
Look into the sun for coverage of student athletes from Palmyra, Hershey, and Lower Dauphin. Drew Weedman and the Sun staff are dedicated to weekly coverage.
Extra, extra! Read all about West Shore student and team success with the growing popularity of the Carlisle Sentinel, the pace setter in Carlisle and West Shore Sports Review.
Patriot News has covered the region of Harrisburg since 1854, from all-star selections to championship reporting, the leader in Central Pennsylvania sports news.
Most everyone has felt the sharp pain of a twisted or rolled ankle during their lives more often than they would have liked. But how bad can ankle injuries get? Dr. Eric Kutz of Arlington Orthopedics sits down with Charlie Fortney to analyze key ankle issues such as why it may be easier to treat a broken ankle than a severely sprained ankle, how flat feet can increase the chances of ankle injury, recovery time, and more. If you're worried about how to protect your ankles from serious injury, you won't want to miss this episode. For the full interview, PASportsLiveTV.com.
Third quarter is underway. 20-20, just like we started, all tied up. Cumberland Valley in the white moving right to left in the third quarter. Gray Klein drives. They're going to call a block along the baseline. Eagles throw it away, but steal it right back. Klein to the hoop. Good!
Cumberland Valley seemed very charged after the Chinsky three-point shot, ending the half. Now he's showing why he's a senior leader and why he's going to play college basketball for somebody. Really getting some looks here with the way he's been playing in the senior season. He just got nice size for the wing spot. Good 6'3" guard. I'll tell you what, a point guard like Justin Wilson, we talked on the last broadcast, not like his brother Jordan, who's more of a scoring point guard, but sets guys up. When he can make a shot or two like that, that's a bonus for a point guard like that. running some traps here to try to throw Chambersburg off rhythm. Williams has been quiet. If he can get going, that's Chambersburg's X factor this half, John. You know what I like about this Cumberland Valley team, the way they're playing? They're not afraid to take some chances. John.
Chance to stretch the lead.
It's becoming a fun team to watch, you know. They're not afraid to go after it and make things happen. And we're seeing that they're benefiting from that right now. They're up 24-22. Chambersburg trying to slow them down with the zone. 3-2 extended. Make Cumberland Valley think a little more.
Quick hands by Williams, tipped it away, but right back into the hands of Wilson. Open underneath, no good, tipped up, no good, tipped up again, and a foul finally underneath.
Well, and against the zone, that is ideal. If you can find a player zipping in the back of that zone, you don't usually get those opportunities. That shrinks the defense, and you usually get outside jumpers next time down the court because you start occupying.
That's Deshaun Cuthrell at the line. He's the one who did that great work underneath, keeping the ball alive, finally getting the foul. Missed the first, he'll shoot a second. Makes that one. So Cumberland Valley with its biggest lead of the night now at 3 points.
Andrew Plank for Chambersburg steps over the inline there. Good defense by Cumberland Valley, guarding all defenders, dropping off the ball. Gets a turnover, much needed.
Inside, Matt Tamanowski, tough move, doesn't get the bounce. Kellen Williams to the hoop. No good, but he draws the foul. Okay, while we go to the line, as Williams goes to the line, let's go to Todd McCall for an interview. Todd?
Gentlemen, I'm here with Stu Basin of Select Physical Therapy. Stu, you guys have been a constant supporter of us. We've got a great game here. One of the big things is big guy Craig is out with his shoulder. We've got an injury of an ACL in Chambersburg. What's the key in keeping, players healthy?
Well, I think the big thing is just warming up properly before competition, hydrating yourself properly before games, and then just not overtraining for your particular sport and cross-training. It's a big thing.
Well, I'm going to ask you this. We've got a big game and a close game. Outcomes, your prediction?
I think CV is going to pull it off in the end. They got their home crowd going for them, so that's what I think.
Well, guys, according to Stu Basin, CV is going to pull this one out. Charlie, John?
Well, we'll see if his prediction comes true. His team is on top by 1, 25-24, as we are under 5 minutes to go in the third quarter. Matt Stahl had the ball tipped away, and it was off his foot or leg, so the ball's going to go to the Eagles.
Biggest problem with Chambersburg offensively is they're not able to settle into a certain pattern of scoring. Cumberland Valley's done a good job of knocking them off balance.
Tough move inside, no good by Tamanowski. Ball loose on the floor, taken back by the Eagles. Off his Trevor McNewski. The hoop and the foul.
I'll tell you what, this Trevor Magnuski has gotten grown up as a player, has gotten stronger, contributing very well as a junior here for Cumberland Valley. Just does a lot of little things out there. Not a big scorer, but just a big guard at 6'2", scrappy. Just one of the many scrappy players for Cumberland Valley.
Eric Thomas of the Patriot News is going to be joining us at the end of the third quarter. Just passed the score to me. Hershey Cedar Cliff. Who do you think, Charlie?
I'm not doing that. Hey, I got too much at stake here, you know. No, I would think that
Trojans still undefeated. 2-point win over the Cliff, 56-54.
And I didn't want to say that, and I thought that Cedar Cliff had a great chance of going in there and winning that game, but Hershey's hard to beat at Hershey, and Hershey's definitely good this year, and I think we're going to see those two teams again. I definitely think we're going to see those two teams play again.
And we may see them a couple of times.
And so
we might see him in Penn. We have the chance to see him in the districts, and who knows, maybe even in the States.
And we're looking at a Hershey team now that's I believe 15-0.
Okay. We have a timeout on the floor. 4 minutes to go. Cumberland Valley leads Chambersburg 27-26. You're watching High School Sports Live on ABC 27.
High School Sports Live is brought to you by
Hemp Brothers, paving the way in concrete, asphalt, crushed stone construction services. Keystone State Games, Pennsylvania's largest amateur athletic festival. NK Sporting Goods, partnered with NK Graphics, has been outfitting the teams of Central PA for over 25 years. United Concordia, ensuring America's dental health for over 40 years. Regen Muscle Recovery Beverage. Experience the raw power of natural cocoa. Groff Tractor and Equipment, we're your #1 source for everything under construction. Sun Motor Cars, experience Central PA's ultimate driving headquarters. Central Pennsylvania Basketball Officials Association, become an expert at knowing one rule, one interpretation. The Turnbridge Group, part of RBC Wealth Management, helping our clients and communities create better tomorrows.
3:58 to go in the third quarter. We got a tight one at Cumberland Valley. The Eagles leading the Chambersburg Trojans 27-26. Stay tuned. We'll be announcing our Sun Motor Car Player of the Game. That'll be coming up later on, and you can register your vote for who you think is the player of the game. Go to PASportsLiveTV.com to register whatever you feel.
Another nice opportunity is for folks to go visit centralpabasketball.blogspot.com. It's a place where you find talk about younger players, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th grade in the area. Steve Little leads a nice a website there that can lead conversation about what kids are doing in college. Steve Little, good friend of mine, and great guy in basketball, good for kids.
Cumberland Valley, a 1-point lead and the ball. Nice move to the hoop. Gray Klein with a hoop. Puts CV back up by 3. Ball out of bounds. Going to go to Chambersburg. Team fouls 4 for Chambersburg, 1 only for Cumberland Valley so far in the third quarter. Near steal by Justin Wilson, but they're going to call him for the reach-in. We go to Todd McCall with an institution here at Cumberland Valley. And Todd, you can tell him I said that.
Coach, on the broadcast, they're calling you an institution. Don Reppich just called you institution, but I know the kind of guy you are. Your CV basketball team is getting themselves back in the ball game here, and they're playing pretty well.
Yes, they are. I mean, they always hustle. We've had trouble putting the ball in the hoop, but they've been hustling, and they don't quit, and they'll fight hard. I just want my quarterback in the game a little bit.
Are you sure about that, Coach? In all the years of your coaching, I mean, you've coached thousands and thousands of players over the years, and what are some of those moments that just captured your thought process? You go back to it, if I could just put up all the things that happened to you, can you name that one thing that just stands out in your mind, that just you think about often?
Well, right now I think about our last game when we lost, okay? You want to improve on that, obviously. But, we had the excitement of the state championship here. I think 10 district championships. But just to see these guys develop over the years has been a thrill. And the fan support, the school support has been great.
Well, Coach Rimple, we really always appreciated you guys. And one thing I want to add with this upcoming team, what's that one thing you're most excited about this group of guys coming up for next 2012 fall season?
Well, we have some good people back. And, with our quarterback, Ben Fernbach, Jeremy Salmon, fullback, we have a couple good linemen back. So we'll see. Won't have a lot of depth at the start, but we'll see.
Well, Coach Tim Rimple, always a modest guy. And Tim, we're going to let you get back to watching the game. John, Charlie, what a great opportunity to interview such a wonderful man.
To Sean Cuthro with the jumper for Cumberland Valley. The Eagles now lead it by 5. It's 31-26.
I'll tell you what, Todd, well, you were catching that great interview. There's a basketball game going on here. It is, it's at the park, and it's two teams that don't want to lose and have to sit out for 4 or 5 games, because this is probably one of the most exciting just exchanges. Two teams getting after it, pushing each other. Chambersburg giving it right back. Cumberland Valley not dying, just keeping their lead. Big shot by Cuthro there. This is fun. We have an update here. John Cedar Cliff loses by 2, 56-54. Hershey. For those looking for that update, Hershey goes on to win 56-54 at Hershey against Cedar Cliff.
Charlie, it's not surprising, really, the intensity in this game. Sean Scheffler, longtime guy. I much respect the Chambersburg Trojans coaching staff. He's been in it for a long time. But Mike Hibbs is an intense, fiery guy. Talk to him off the camera. He's a great man from Maryland, been here 3 years. He's really changing the culture and the mentality of the Cumberland Valley Eagles.
Williams high off the glass, no good.
Yeah, this shot by Kellen Williams is not the kind of shot you want in this situation. You either want to get fouled or make the shot, and that avoiding contact, flipping it up there is not what you need at this time.
So as we just a couple of ticks over 2 minutes to go in the third quarter.
We haven't talked about this yet. I know we're going to get help from our Patriot News friend here, but player of the game, wow. Where do we start? A game like this, you got A.J. Mon playing well for Chambersburg in the first half. You got a lot of opportunity. Tanner Fitzpatrick sparking his team early on. You got, wow. Where do you start? Sun Motors player of the game. We need our fans to go at pasportslivetv.com to help us out with that. That's for sure. So we need at home to get on the computer and help us out. John, your thoughts?
Oh, boy. If you went first half and into the first quarter, you would have to go with probably A.J. Mon. But the way that the Eagles have come storming back, Kirkpatrick was the one who really ignited that spark coming off the bench.
Yeah, and make no mistake about it, Chambersburg ain't going nowhere,
Nice
folks.
backdoor cut that time. Kellen Williams with the hoop and the foul.
Charlie, that play was a tremendous play, and that's where I give hats off to Coach Scheffler and his staff. Chambersburg actually kind of lured Cumberland Valley to sleep in a wonderful, wonderful backdoor by Williams.
Well, I guess they called that on Bashinsky. He left his feet. He went into the player, so I guess that's the reason why they called it.
That was a well executed. That's kind of like a Princeton backdoor there, Coach Todd.
So the three-point play makes it a 2-point game, 31-29.
Justin Wilson on the bench with 4 fouls. Went for a steal earlier. Probably didn't need to, and he got very disappointed at the call, but bottom line is 4 fouls.
Jumper no good, and it was Williams skying for the rebound. Gets it to Euler, who's been quiet in this half. Tay Charles takes it to the hoop.
Kellen Williams is a big guard, can help with rebounding.
Euler misses the three from the near corner. Kaczynski with a rebound.
Charlie, look at the pace of the game again. You see how Chambersburg is started third quarter, dictating that pace by getting up the floor. But here comes Cumberland Valley right back at him.
Runner in the lane. That's Doug Smith with a hoop for the Eagles. 30 seconds to go. They're up by 4. Cut, same play this time. No good. Follow, no good. Ran the same play that time to this side of the floor as opposed to the far side, and it didn't go in for Williams. Grab 30-second timeout. We're going to keep it right here as we only have 16 seconds left in the quarter.
John, Charlie, let's talk about that back door on the side. One of the things Cumberland Valley, I'm privileged to have an opportunity of being on the baseline. One of the things you got to do is see your man, see the ball. That weak side back big man has got to come in the middle of that paint and protect from that actual on that back door cut. And I know right now that that's what Coach Hibb's talking about. Hey, you cannot turn your back on your man and not see the ball on your man with this back door. They'll lull you to sleep.
Well, and Todd, it's a good point. But I think what happens is, and Chambersburg did a good job of this. They saved that option for the very end when they needed a basket. And I think that's going to work on anybody, especially when Cumberland Valley's playing a very aggressive man. And that's what you do. You send your high posts up, get the wings that are overplaying, settle them back a little by killing them back door, and that's what happened.
Final seconds of the third quarter. Cumberland Valley looking to extend its 4-point lead. Long three-pointer is off the iron, no good. Loose ball corralled. That brings us to the end of the third quarter. The score, Cumberland Valley leading Chambersburg 33-29. You're watching High School Sports Live on ABC 27.
You don't think about physical therapy until you need it. When an injury occurs, think Select Physical Therapy. Select leads the way in providing patients with clinical expertise using the latest medical research and techniques. Our team provides physical and hand therapy, pre- and post-surgery, work injury rehabilitation, and much more. With several locations in the Harrisburg area, let Select return you to activity at home, work, or play. Select Physical Therapy. Recovery starts here.
Here's a deal, an amazing pizza steal. Get any Pizza Hut pizza for $10, it's for real. So go ahead and ask yourself, what have I got to lose? For just $10, now you get to choose. Any pizza, any toppings, any crust. There's no stopping, any size you decide. For $10 you can buy any pizza, any toppings, any crust. There's no stopping, any size you decide. For $10 you can buy any.
Welcome back to Cumberland Valley. John Reppitz along with Charlie Fortney and the coach Todd McCall. Cumberland Valley trailed by 11 after one quarter. They were tied at halftime, and after three quarters, they now lead it by 4. They lead Chambersburg 33-29 as we get ready to start tonight's fourth quarter. And as we usually do at the start of the fourth quarter, we welcome our guest reporter from the Harrisburg Patriot News tonight, Mr. Eric Thomas. And Eric, pretty good game so far.
Yeah, guys, thanks for having me, by the way. It's nice to fill in for the regulars here. I thought this game, everybody was saying, well, what does it mean to who? Chambersburg's got a lot more to play for, a little closer in the district standings, but Cumberland Valley, how about that second quarter shooting tonight? My goodness.
Absolutely. I mean, it seemed vintage Carlisle. I don't know if you had a chance to dial in on that one, Eric, but that's exactly what happened in Carlisle. It was a second quarter run, but they took a little more control of this game early in that second quarter. It took the second half at Carlisle. John, how about?
Yeah, I guess when you were a coach and you see the way that team played in the second quarter, you're wondering why couldn't they do that? Why can't they do that all the time? Why does it only have to be in spurts and at times? It'd be great to see him play that way the entire game. But just as we say that, there's a bad inbounds pass picked off by Kellen Williams. So Chambersburg with a chance to cut into this 4-point lead as we have 7.5 to go in regulation. They're going to call that off. They're going to call shuffling of the feet inside by Mitch Stahl. So wipe that basket out.
Eric, one of the things we need help on here is our Sun Motors player of the game. As it's shaping up on either side of the ball, who are some of your favorites?
I'll tell you, it's kind of close. Everybody for Cumberland Valley has been pretty balanced here tonight. I do like I do like the Kirkpatrick kid. I think he's played pretty well tonight. Both ends of the floor had the big three. I think that kind of got their second quarter going, and he's played pretty well defensively too. I mean, there's a couple plays in this game, Charlie and John, where he shooting threes from the wing and then retreating as he shoots, but then getting back to play full court defense. I think that means a lot, especially when you're down 12-1, and now you got a nice swing, and you've been in control here for most of the second half.
Well, and him, Tamanowski and Kirkpatrick have to hold serve against 6'7" Mitch Stahl, and they've done a good job.
They really have, and you like to see that. If you're the coaching staff at Cumberland Valley, you're trying to obviously build this program up. They've been trying now for a couple years, and that nice run a couple years ago with John Albert, Chris Jordan, those kids. And they've been trying to build this up now. And this is a good sign for them this late in the season to be doing what they're doing tonight.
Offensive foul called on Gray Klein as he was a little too aggressive. Put the shoulder down as he tried to take it to the hoop that time. Here's that replay one more time. Eric, just to follow up what you were saying about Kirkpatrick, I mean, when you look at the average scores, I mean, Dave Craig leads Cumberland Valley. He's the only scorer in double digits at just over 10 a game. He's not here. Obviously, somebody has to step up and take over. And so far tonight, that's been Tanner Kirkpatrick, as he has 9 points to lead the Eagles.
And he's got the pedigree. Obviously, a lot of people remember his brother, who was at Penn State then, walked on up there. But, you know, to me, having seen Steve play a couple of years ago, he's a lot more athletic than his brother was. I think he's a better shooter from the outside. He's not as big as Steve was, but he does a lot of different things. We're watching him guard now out the wing.
Cut inside to Williams. He takes it to the hoop, doesn't get the basket, but gets the foul, so he's going to go to the line.
And when you're a young team and you're trying to build your momentum and build your confidence up, and you know you got a lot. Just look at their lineup. They've got juniors, sophomores littered all over the place. You know, Justin Wilson starts, but he's a senior. And outside of Craig, I mean, you know, who else in this team really do they count on? That's an upperclassman. So you want to see the younger players have to step up and take charge in adversity. Tonight, obviously, with Craig out, Tanner Kirkpatrick's done a great job.
So we've kind of stalled scoring-wise, say from the middle of the second quarter on. Cumberland Valley's had chances to get their lead and hasn't taken up the advantage of the opportunities. Chambersburg's had opportunities to come back and perhaps regain the lead. They haven't taken advantage. So right now we have a 2-point game. It's 33-31, just about 6.5 to go.
I think you guys have been around here a while, and you've seen some pretty ugly Cumberland Valley games. I think they kind of like this style of basketball no matter who's coaching them.
Well, and we did a high school sports live game here last year, very similar. And Coach Schreffler's Chambersburg team won a game like this last year. He went to all guards and just really worked the clock and got guard play at the end. It was, and naturally they had a Skylar Roman in the lineup, but I don't think by any stretch this game's over.
No.
Chambersburg's very much comfortable with this as well.
I think so too. And you know, we talked a couple minutes ago about what they have to play for. You know, they're sitting 22nd in the latest district standings. They've played Central Dauphin close twice. That's a good barometer for them. And you know, they're trying here. I mean, the record right now, they got a pretty favorable schedule the rest of the way. They're 1 win away from being 500. They got a lot to play for in this game here tonight. Let's see how they do the next 6.5 down the stretch.
And they're playing hard with 6.5 to go. Both teams in the bonus, so we might just see this turn out to be a foul shooting contest down the stretch.
You know, one other thing I want to point out is there's two common things that happened in the last two games for Cumberland Valley, and it's called Will Baczynski ending the half on a great note for his team, sending them into halftime with momentum. He had 5 points in the last minute and a half of a second half at Carlisle that seemed like the game was way out of hand. Coach Hibbs told me, or that gave him hope going in the locker room. The kids talked about it. Hey, we can play. We're in this. We're 2 shots away. And then he ends this half to make the score 20-20 going into half of the three-pointer.
And did we not just see that about an hour or so ago in the girls' game with Jackie Falconer? Right before the half, I mean, that three-pointer got that team going, and I talked to her after the game. You guys did too, and I said to her, did that shot get you going in the second half? Did you kind of play with more confidence? And she said, absolutely. You know, that's what you have to do sometimes. You have to hit that big bucket, get your rhythm, and she played a phenomenal game the rest of the way. It's sort of strange how those two have kind of mirrored each other here. I mean, that one shot, and both teams then were able to kind of capitalize on that.
It is just ironic how in a game where there's so many shots taken, one shot made or missed can really turn everything in your favor or against you, depending on the outcome of that shot.
It's the Commonwealth, John. This is big boy basketball.
Absolutely.
Well, the Keystone Division is actually big boy basketball. They got all the 6'8", 6'9", with exception of Devin Thomas there for CD.
It's Doug Smith with his second big hoop of the night. He's got 5.
Boy, when these guys get rolling, hitting 3, can they hit them in buckets?
Oh, I know Coach Scheffler's not happy about it. It's not time for playground basketball. We need to take care of the basketball. Coach Scheffler's already going to the bench here, trying to temper his team.
And just like that, A.J. Mon gets back up off the bench, and he comes back in for the Trojans.
I think the other thing, guys, is that Cumberland Valley here at 6-9 coming into this game tonight, and you look at their schedule the rest of the way, they still have to play McDevitt. We know that's not going to be easy based on how they've played the last couple games, and obviously against Central Dauphin the other night. They've got Central Dauphin and they've got Harrisburg. They've got to get this win tonight if they want any chance at all to make a playoff run.
You know, and I don't want to be too sentimental here or whatever. Nice shot by Kellen Williams. But I think there's a Cinderella thing developing here if Cumberland Valley goes on to win this, where they have a renewed belief in themselves, each other, where anybody could step up and hit the big shot. Just seems to be like a lot of good old-fashioned hard work efforts out there that could win a big game.
Offensive foul called on the big guy inside. Mitch Stahl said a little overly aggressive on the rebound.
You've got to play your best basketball. You got to play your best at any sport at the end of the season. And that bleeds down if track. You want to run your fastest time at the end of the season, not in April, when the season starts. Football, play your best in November and December.
Stahl has 4 fouls.
4 fouls.
Coach Scheffler's
Here's the replay one more time.
He's going to trust him. That
got up for the left arm.
That's a foul. Yeah, that's a clearing out. His elbow left the ball, the grip of the ball.
And there, Coach Schreffler is going to quickly get him to the bench with 5:08 to go.
How long do you leave him out now? That's to me the biggest question here, because you've got to trust your players enough to not be as aggressive and pick up that 5th foul.
Paszynski has it rejected by Mon, swats it over the baseline.
I like these two teams historically, to me, have been fundamentally sound. I mean, we see them cut off passing lanes, make the extra move to get there and block a shot, rebound, shoot the ball, emphasis on free throw shooting, small things, the backdoor passing. That's all been on display here since really the second quarter on. It's been a great basketball game.
Steal by Tay Charles, ahead to Williams, to the hoop, good!
It's a 1-point game.
Charlie and John, neither one of these teams are willing to yield this game. Percentage points is the difference in the District 3 playoffs right now. And when you're 23 and 27 respectively, you need this ball game.
You're fighting for lunch money here, buddy. You're fighting for lunch money.
Eagles keep it alive, and it's Paszynski with the basket on the follow.
That's what I'm talking about, guys. I mean, there's a 6-foot guard in the paint, fundamentally sound, following the shot, getting after it, and getting his team.
The two big guys kept it alive and actually tipped it to the small guy inside. Shot no good by Chambersburg. Euler with the rebound.
And Charlie and John, we talked all year at High School Sports Live, ranking fans and ranking. One thing that Cumberland Valley Eagles squad group has done tonight, they have been the 6th man. They've been the X factor in this ball game. I'm telling you, they are a 10-point, 12-point advantage because of how loud they are down there on that other end.
Mon drives. We're going to call the foul. Foul's going to be on Tanner Kirkpatrick.
I think Coach brings up a great point, because to me the places I don't want to play as an opponent have always been here, obviously because of the structure and the way this gym is laid out. Maybe it gives you a better feel for when you get to some of those bigger gyms for the playoffs. But is anybody going to question, too, that Steel High fits that mold, too? Do you really want to be an opponent going into the roller dome?
The roller pit, yeah. And Mon misses his first.
I think that, to me, the thing here, as we got 3:44 to go, is going to be, as we've talked about, who wants to step up for Cumberland Valley? Who's going to step up down the stretch now, extend this lead, keep that lead, at a safe distance? You want to get in a position where Chambersburg obviously is going to foul you down the stretch, put you on the line, free points. but you've also got to have the guy that's going to step up and make the big shot.
Well, here's Justin Wilson in the game now for Cumberland Valley after sitting out with those 4 fouls. There's a turnover.
Williams.
Trapped by Cumberland Valley, or Chambersburg paid off. Chambersburg needs to get a good possession here. They need to settle down, and Cumberland Valley, contrarily, needs to place another solid possession on defense.
And Charlie, to echo that point, I think probably understand you're not going to win the game on this one possession alone either.
Yeah,
you got a lot of time here. There's 3:11 left. Don't force anything. That was a good drive right there.
Well, we're looking at a double bonus here.
Both teams double bonus now.
Both teams double bonus. So, you know, it speaks to the aggression of the way to. You know, it's fun watching basketball. It's one thing I like about the Commonwealth. The teams really a lot of man-to-man, a lot of getting after it. You know, there's a lot of talk about the Keystones, the division of the zone, and the Commonwealth's the division of a lot of man-to-man, and I think there's some truth to that, as you got your teams like Harrisburg, McDevitt with a lot of guards, the quickness of a Chambersburg, the Cumberland Valley style. You know, two different philosophies, both win when executed well.
Missed the second. Ball was tipped and out of bounds off the Eagles. So Chambersburg is going to inbound under the basket. Down a point, 3:09 to go. Chance to retake the lead. Lead they haven't had since the second quarter.
You really don't see the same style from any team, top to bottom, in the Commonwealth. Offensively, anyway. I mean, a lot of man-to-man, as you mentioned.
Charles with the left hand to the hoop.
But you don't see the style, you know, top to bottom. I don't think every night it's somebody different.
This is the first Chambersburg lead in quite a while.
Since the second quarter.
Wow. Okay, this is important.
Since it was 2017, right before the half.
How's Cumberland Valley going to respond to this?
Loose ball. Still loose. Chambersburg picks it up. Williams and the foul on the Eagles.
Guys, that scramble for the ball, it just takes you back to big playoff game, everybody getting on the floor. I'm telling you, that was an incredible scramble on the floor. That's what coaches are asking out of their team till the end.
Todd, get over there and take Coach Rimfel's blood pressure after watching that loose ball foray on the floor.
I'll tell you what, all of a sudden Chambersburg just turned it up a notch. We saw this a year ago at this game.
And that is it for Greg Klein as he fouls out with 2:42 to go. So going to the line for Chambersburg is going to be number 25, Kellen Williams.
Yeah, Kellen Williams has quietly snuck into the Sun Motors Player of the Game talks. His statistics here, we're going to be getting them in a little bit here. But he's had the key steals, some key baskets.
He has 14 points. He has 15 points, and his team has a 3-point lead.
And those were the two biggest right there. And they came from the charity stripe.
I think it's important here for Cumberland Valley. Go to your guy. Find Kirkpatrick here in this possession.
Under 2.5. Smith, who's hit a couple of big buckets, drives baseline, pulls up. Wilson playing with 4 fouls. Goes to the floor, and they're going to call a foul on Euler. And the Chambersburg crowd, the fans they brought tonight, cannot believe that one.
I think that's actually a big benefit for Cumberland Valley.
Here's the replay of this one again.
CV looked all kinds of confused in this possession, and yet Kirkpatrick and Baczynski were lined up right next to each other.
You know, it's hard to tell from there, but it looked like there was a quick hand check. And Barry Shipley on top of that.
He reached in, but it didn't look like he made contact. Boy, that was hard. Boy, that was tough.
Nonetheless, referee Barry Shipley given the benefit of doubt on that one, but Justin Wilson's failing in the first one to take advantage of it. This is a big one, though. This makes it a 2-point game as compared to a 3.
Still plenty of time, too.
Makes the second.
That's a big one. Choosing not to guard the inbounder. Making it okay, now a quick flash.
And Coach Scheffler calls a timeout. So we have 2:06 to go. Let's take a quick timeout ourselves. Regroup, and we'll be back with the conclusion of this one as Chambersburg leads Cumberland Valley by 2. You're watching High School Sports Live on ABC 27.
Most everyone has felt the sharp pain of a twisted or rolled ankle during their lives more often than they would have liked. But how bad can ankle injuries get? Dr. Eric Kutz of Arlington Orthopedics sits down with Charlie Fortney to analyze key ankle issues such as why it may be easier to treat a broken ankle than a severely sprained ankle, how flat feet can increase the chances of ankle injury, recovery time, and more. If you're worried about how to protect your ankles from serious injury, you won't want to miss this episode. For the full interview, PASportsLiveTV.com.
Back at Cumberland Valley, 2:06 to go. Chambersburg leads by 2 over Cumberland Valley. And stay tuned, we'll be announcing our Sun Motor Cars Player of the Game coming up, and you can register your vote for who you think was the most outstanding player tonight. Quickly log on to PASportsLiveTV.com to register your vote. 2 minutes to go. 2-point game.
Chambersburg needs to just hold serve and try to get a foul here and take care of the basketball.
Mon goes up and he gets hacked as he goes up with the jump shot.
I'll tell you what, with that much time left, I know Coach Schreffer didn't want a shot like that, but it paid off for AJ. His aggressiveness has got him on the foul line.
He's your outside shooter, and he was open, and I guess he figured, well, that's my shot. Might as well take it.
I think you guys would probably agree these are big points here.
That's his 17th point of the night.
You know what? This is AJ Monge making his case, hitting these foul shots.
We've never had a co-player of the game. We may have to consider that tonight.
Well, we had a team that was the player of the game. I think his steady hand in both halves, hitting a big one there is important because he was huge early in the game. Huge.
You know, not only that, how about the hidden stat? We just got the numbers here. I mean, 11 free throw attempts for CV, 28 now for Chambersburg, and they're making them count, too. Those are big points at the line.
Yes.
CV down 4, minute 45 left.
Cumberland Valley does not need it all back on one shot here.
But they need to get something. To the hoop, no good. Ball is loose. Inside! Tanner Kirkpatrick, his first big bucket in a long time. It's a 2-point game.
Well, Eric, that's your guy, I'll tell you, and I understand why.
He has 11.
Because when we talk about Cumberland Valley, that's a guy that comes up in the conversation as well.
Inside, foul called.
I think that's an important foul. And you're putting Andrew Plank on the foul line, averaging 3.5 points a game. He's a baseball guy, pitcher, shortstop, outfielder. He's going to have to make a big play here.
Has not scored yet tonight. Doesn't get one there. He's going to shoot a second.
One would help tremendously.
I want to see the flip side of this possession here.
Gets it, the roll. Literally, the roll.
Does Cumberland Valley go right back to Tanner Kirkpatrick? Because we still got a minute 16. It's a one-possession game. He's been the guy in the first half, the second quarter that got everything going here. Does that bucket get him going? Can he carry this team the next minute and 10 seconds?
It worked last time down. I'd do it again. Make Chambersburg stop you. Wilson, baseline. Kicks it. Baczynski. No good. Tip, no good. Wilson. Underneath. Timeout called by Coach Hibbs.
These coaches are doing a good job calling these timeouts at the right time. And my blood pressure's up right now, guys. Holy cow. I can't take much more of this. Two games of this here, Jim Gallagher.
Taking a look at the scoring so far tonight, it's Mon leading all scorers with 18 for Chambersburg. Williams with 16. On the other side for Cumberland Valley, it's Kirkpatrick on top with 11 and Baczynski with 10.
Yeah, and I like either of those guys for Cumberland Valley because Baczynski's earning our consideration. 2 games in a row, hitting some big plays here, big shots.
I think both teams, too, have a real steady hand because they're making the extra pass. They're trying to find the open guy. They're not forcing shots on either end. That was a good possession by Cumberland Valley. Not trying to force anything and just find the open guy.
Wow, look at this student section. They are rocking.
This is going to be one of those games where if you win it, it is going to feel oh so good on that ride home tonight. If you happen to lose it, The ride home is going to hurt oh so bad. Todd? I don't think Todd can hear us down there, folks.
I tell you what, this is incredible. This is why we do this, fellas, right here. This is why we do it.
I want Todd to actually get up in the student section like he did over at Redland.
He was in there earlier tonight.
Todd, your thoughts?
I tell you what, I think you got 2 possessions here, Charlie. Get a quick, easy one. Get a 2. You got another possession, foul down the floor.
Problem is there's no easy ones with Chambersburg's defense or Cumberland Valley's defense.
You're right there, Mr. Fortney.
Kaczynski in the lane, kicks it. Kirkpatrick, 3, no good. Williams with a rebound.
Wow, that was huge.
Lead pass to Stahl, goes up, jams it. And a foul, an intentional foul.
Wow. Cumberland Valley's bench better be careful, too, because there's a clipboard that flew out on the floor.
Here's the replay again. The lead pass coming right at you.
You know, my good old friend Greg Mace taught me that when a great play happens, don't say a word because it speaks for itself. I'm speechless. That was amazing.
Looked like Kirkpatrick might have got him a little bit with the forearm there towards the end of the play, and he just laid off. You can see from that angle.
Yeah, that's definitely a foul. I'll tell you what, there's
a foul, but wasn't intentional. I think that's probably what Coach Hibbs was arguing.
2 amazing dunks, and I alluded earlier that one of the best dunks I've ever seen was here on High School Sports Live, and it was that young man off of a jump ball. He's a volleyball player. You're talking 35-inch vertical for a guy that's 6'7", maybe a little higher than that. Mitch Stahl can get off his feet, ladies and gentlemen.
So he goes and he makes one.
And guys, what a turnaround. I mean, Kirkpatrick had an opportunity, had a beautiful look at it to tie it up. We go down the end, and there was no doubt about it that he was putting that one down, fellas.
Second one was in and out.
That's a big miss because now Cumberland Valley can 2 scores, 2 threes can tie this.
But Chambersburg has the ball because of the intentional, so they get possession.
That's true. They're going to have to get the ball back here. Look for a quick foul. Look for number 14, Aaron Sullenberger, to possibly get fouled. A.J. Mon's a good foul shooter, too.
And they don't get the foul called. 35 seconds to go. Finally. 13 seconds ran off the clock there, and that's going to be number 5 on Justin Wilson for Cumberland Valley. He fouls out. Here's your dunk again one more time, Charlie.
Different angle.
Different angle. Good job with the camera work that time, guys.
That's going to be on our High School Sports Live highlights for probably the next 10 years, ladies and gentlemen.
Looking at that angle, I'm not sure I would have called the intentional foul. I think that's a bit of a questionable
maybe just a regular foul.
Right.
Yeah.
That really changes the complexion of the game and what CV wants to do, obviously, because now Chambersburg plays keep away. They get the foul late. There was about, 25 seconds or so that rolled off the clock.
Right. I always like to give the officials the benefit of the doubt, and the man who called the intentional foul was looking at it from a far different angle than what we were looking at.
Excellent point.
25 seconds to go. Chambersburg now up by 8, 51-43.
I don't think we're going to get Coach Hibbs to agree with us on that one. And I think he has a right to be upset. Hard-fought game. Doesn't want any unnecessary advantage, but I don't think we can take anything from Chambersburg here. It's an 8-point ball game.
This was one they saw slipping away.
Yeah.
They had the big lead, and it looked like they were going to blow it, and then all of a sudden, boy, they turned it around here in the halfway through the fourth quarter.
And I'm going to give a lot of credit to Coach Schreffer here. He builds the mentality of his team. What these kids do in the offseason, the playground, so to speak, he takes them to play at. He builds their mentality. They don't get flustered in situations like this. And hats off to Kellen Williams, a big second half. Guys, I'm going to go because of the foul shots there and the 18 points. My vote is A.J. Mon, player of the game. Any thoughts?
I'm not disagreeing with that. I think he's been the guy for Chambersburg tonight. obviously the tandem, but I'd have to go with him as well.
I'm going to split my vote. I'm going to go a half for each guy. Mon and Williams as we hit the final buzzer. Chambersburg, hard-fought win tonight over Cumberland Valley. The final 51-43. We'll be back with our Sun Motor Cars player of the game and the winning coach, Sean Schreffler from Chambersburg. That'll be coming up next. You're watching High School Sports Live on ABC 27.
Advanced Tubes is the place for kids like me. Charlie Fortney teaches shooting, dribbling, passing, defense, and all kinds of fun games. The coaches are really cool. My favorite coach is Lenny, because he gives out candy if we did good. By the way, this is my dad, Charlie Fortney.
When my dad opened Hoffman Ford in 1953, this was the model that you could drive out of the showroom.
In the past 59 years, yes, things have changed, but one thing still remains the same. There's always been a Ford and a Hoffman in our showroom.
Through 3 generations, the Hoffman Ford family has believed in always treating their customers with the courtesy and respect that they deserve.
Passed on from our grandfather to our father and now to us, we believe these values will bring another 59 years of success. Bigger selection, better deals, Hoffman Ford.
There's something to be said for a company that has survived the Great Depression, weathered a handful of recessions, and emerged from today's challenging marketplace stronger than ever. And it's worth noting that success has come while keeping its headquarters and decision-making local for more than 80 years. Perhaps growing deeper roots to ensure strength and stability is an idea whose time has come. We figured that out 8 decades ago. Penn National Insurance.
Advanced Hoops Premier AAU is on the rise. 32 teams last year featuring the top boys and girls basketball players from all over the region. Advanced Hoops offers 10 to 11 player rosters, guarantees playing time, all man-to-man style play, and every player gets professional skill training along with top quality AAU tournaments. Advanced Hoops has helped over 50 high school athletes get scholarships over the last 5 years. We call it AAU with a follow-through. CDFullDayCamps.com. Charlie Fortney's amazing full-day summer sports and activity camps. 2nd through 8th graders. 10-week option. Only $140 per week. Soccer, baseball, basketball, and more. CDFullDayCamps.com.
Well, welcome back. I'm with head coach Sean Schreffler. They just came away with a great victory. And the Sun Motors player of the game, A.J. Mon. But let me first talk to Coach Schreffler. Coach, your team came away with a much-needed victory. And second of all, just the intensity. I felt second half you guys were able to pick it up and bring back that tempo. I thought we did. I thought we came out really strong in the first quarter, and we lost a little bit of that. I thought CV was the aggressor in the second quarter. But when our kids come out in the third quarter, I thought they really got after it, and I was really pleased with that because CV brought a great effort tonight. And, their kids battle hard, and walking out of here with a W, feels really, really good. Off camera, we just talked about one particular play when, your team fighting for playoff opportunities. You know how that extends your season. It's something that you all want to happen. But there was a play where 5 blue jerseys got on a loose ball right here in front of your bench, and I thought that intensity, getting after that ball, was a sign of how you've coached for a long time here. Well, it's a sign of them and what we expected. We talked about that at halftime, that we weren't given the effort that I felt we could give. And, that play was indicative of that kind of effort in the second half. Very pleased. We do coach that and make sure our guys do that. So to see that in that situation was tremendous. That was a great play. Well, Coach, you've been a steady force. We want to get you back in there. We wish you the best. From one coach to another, I tell you what, you've done an absolutely job setting these troops down here for a long time. Thank you. I appreciate that very much. They're battling. They're playing hard. And, I was very appreciative of the effort that we gave, especially in that second half. And thanks for Advanced Hoops and everything, and Channel 27 and so forth, getting us on TV. This was a great atmosphere tonight. The CV student section was tremendous, and it was like a playoff atmosphere, so it was great. We'll get you back in the locker room. Thank you, Coach Schreffler. A.J. Mon, our Sun Motors player of the game. A.J., you were even sick a little bit tonight, and I could tell even just talking to you. You had 18 points. You answered the call, hit some big shots early, finished your foul from the foul line. More importantly, your leadership on the floor. Talk about it.
Well, I just knew I had to get my guys going.
I mean, as Coach was talking about, we were a little down, and we just needed to pick the energy up, and once we did that, it seemed like we really turned the game around, so that was good.
Well, we thought that, one of the big keys for you guys coming on the road and get this victory, you're now at 500, you're trying to make the playoffs. We felt you had to get touches, and you had to take your looks. Talk about the looks you got.
I was just trying to be aggressive, but also, we got to flow in the offense and get other guys involved. I mean, we really got some balance, and we need to exploit that because a lot of guys can put the ball in the hole.
I know it's one game at a time, but at the end of that vision, there's playoffs, and I know you're going to fight. Talk about what your team has to do to get there.
We know we got to run the table here at the end of the season, and we talk about it, every day at practice, and we got to come out hard each and every night to get to the playoffs, and that's what we're really looking for. A.J. Mon is our Sun Motors Player of the Game. ABC 27 High School Sports Live. Actually, Chambersburg Trojans comes away, break 500 to beat Cumberland Valley in a really crazy atmosphere tonight. We'll have more post-game right after these messages with ABC 27 and High School Sports Live.
All-state freshman Malia Tate DeFreitas tore her ACL in a heated state playoff, and her dreams seem shattered.
Tried to come back in and it wasn't working out. I thought that my basketball career was over.
Getting an assist from the doctors at Arlington Orthopedic, Malia is ready to attack the hoop this season.
It feels good when I jump and cut and stuff. It feels normal, and the brace really helps me.
To go from tears to a smile, it was just a beautiful thing.
For generations, Caterpillar has delivered innovative products that help customers build strong, profitable businesses. And for more than 60 years, Cleveland Brothers Equipment Company has been Pennsylvania's source for first-class Caterpillar equipment, service, parts, and rentals. With 26 locations across Pennsylvania, we've grown right alongside our customers, delivering on our commitment to provide a superior experience and maximum value. Cleveland Brothers Equipment Company, helping Pennsylvania prosper since 1948.
Got old electronics, such as a TV or computer to recycle? We've got your answer at the Dauphin County Recycling Center.
E-cycling is quick, easy, and free for all county residents.
You can also recycle old major appliances and other items safely at our center.
Have questions? Call our helpful staff at the Recycling Center or check our website for more information.
Recycling is now more convenient than ever.
Join us in going green to protect our environment.
Keep our earth clean and green. Wipe out waste and recycle.
Advanced Hoops Premier AAU is on the rise. 32 teams last year featuring the top boys and girls basketball players from all over the region. Advanced Hoops offers 10 to 11 player rosters, guarantees playing time, all man-to-man style play, and every player gets professional skill training along with top quality AAU tournaments. Advanced Hoops has helped over 50 high school athletes get scholarships over the last 5 years. We call it AAU with a follow-through.
Welcome back to Cumberland Valley High School. We had an exciting evening of basketball, 2 games, Chambersburg and Cumberland Valley. And gentlemen, when the evening began and you looked at the records of the overall records of the teams coming in at 5-9 and 7-8, you'd think it's not really going to be all that great of an evening. But boy, I tell you, these 2 boys teams really, really put on a show for us tonight, didn't they?
Well, I mean, definitely. And throw their records out the window. Record schmeckard. I mean, Coach Scheffler and Coach Hibbs, they're class acts, and their team played so hard. Charlie, my anticipation for the game, I didn't know what to expect. I thought it may have a playoff atmosphere. It was a good game on the schedule. It had been one of my favorite because of the intensity. I'm going to tell you that, guys, honestly.
Yeah. I'll tell you, basketball-wise, I really thought Cumberland Valley was going to pull this off and get two in a row here. You just saw the size of Mitch Stahl, the way he finished the game, the way he rebounded there toward the end. That was a deciding factor. There isn't a 6'7" power forward on Cumberland Valley's team, so it was a disadvantage. Then you saw Justin Wilson have to go out with 4 fouls, and Cumberland Valley have to find a way without a true point guard out there for a while. So there's a lot of factors, but at the end of the day, 2 competitive teams that didn't give in. It was probably one of our better broadcasts or games where you just had 2 teams just put everything on the court, got after it, and I don't think any team can go away here a loser in heart. But on the scoreboard, I think Chambersburg, playoff points-wise, is going to benefit the most. But hats off to Cumberland Valley and their effort.
Yeah, I guess you have to hand it to Chambersburg. When the game was on the line, they came through. They were down 5 points in the third quarter, and down the stretch outscored Cumberland Valley 18-5 to put this game away. So I know we were talking earlier about which team wants it more, who's going to step up more.
Right.
Chambersburg probably a little bit more talented physically, and I think that may have been the difference tonight.
In two unfortunate plays stand in my mind. Justin Wilson at the foul line with an opportunity to hit two, missed there, and then Kirkpatrick got a beautiful look at it, and I know if he had to do all again, he's going to make that 9 out of 10 times. The ball went in and out, and I've always called these tight rims down here, but I just saw his face, and I saw the expression and sort of the disappointment. But you know what? You get to practice tomorrow. You got to come back out, Charlie, and you're in Commonwealth, and you got more big games coming up.
Yeah, I've never known Cumberland Valley rims to be tight. They've always been friendly to me.
You know what's the crazy thing about this, John? Is he's telling the truth. He really is telling the truth. I like to say that from my perspective.
The man has never seen a rim he didn't like, right?
Exactly.
Oh, I can tell you one. It's called Liberty University in college.
Okay.
Couldn't buy a shot down there.
Okay, that's going to wrap it up in an entertaining evening of basketball. Stay with us. Actually, join us tomorrow night. We'll be right back on the air with wrestling. It'll be Cumberland Valley at Cedar Cliff. Big wrestling match in the Mid-Penn Commonwealth Division there. That'll be over at Cedar Cliff. We'll take the air tomorrow night at 7:30. For our Invicta Sports crew, great job again, guys, with calling all the sights and sounds of this one for us. Great angles on some of those replays, especially the big dunk by Mr. Stahl there at the end. So again, earlier tonight, the Cumberland Valley girls defeated Chambersburg 44-36 in the nightcap. Chambersburg boys on top of Cumberland Valley 51-43. That'll do it tonight for Cumberland Valley. For Todd McCall and Charlie Fortney, I'm John Repitz. Thanks for joining us, and stay tuned for an Up Close and Personal, a feature with Dr. Kuntz taking a look at ankle injuries. Thanks, and good night from Cumberland Valley.
Talk about a sprained ankle.
There are several ligaments about the ankle which can be injured. The ligaments about the outside of the ankle are most commonly injured. And a sprain can be anything from merely a simple stretch of that ligament to a partial tear to a complete tear. Mm-hmm. And we grade those sprains accordingly. The grade 1 sprain is typically that stretch, to the grade 3 sprain being a completely torn ligament.
It seems to be a common perception among coaches and the folks I've talked to that breaking your ankle is better than a bad sprain. Is there any truth to that?
That can be the case, particularly with the more severe sprains. More severe sprains can result in more chronic instability of the ankle and lead to more chronic problems. Whereas a fractured ankle, typically what it either gives is the bone or the ligament, and the bone generally heals more readily than the ligament and in a more predictable fashion.
Does everybody have an equal playing field when it comes to the ankle, or are some people more genetically stronger and gifted and less prone to injuries? What causes susceptibility to an ankle?
Sometimes it's just bad luck,
okay.
But there are situations where people can be more prone to injuries, such as patients with flat feet. Mm-hmm. That changes the mechanics of the foot in general.
What's a traditional recovery time for an ankle sprain?
A light sprain or a mild sprain, typically players will be recovered in a week to 3 weeks tops.
Okay.
More significant injuries, of course, result in more significant downtime.
Do the doctors at Arlington have a consistent philosophy among each other on how to handle ankle injuries, or does it seem to vary from doctor to doctor? Talk about you guys' philosophy.
Yeah, our philosophy is pretty standard. There really isn't care for injuries such as this is very patient specific. Mm-hmm. However, we here at Arlington all have the patient's best interest in mind, and because of that, it makes sense to have a more of a uniform approach to injuries such as this.
Thank you for watching Up Close and Personal with Arlington Orthopedic. To see the full interview of Dr. Eric Kutz on understanding ankle injuries, go to advancedhoops.com.